Most presidential candidates walk away after being rejected by voters, says Professor W. Joseph Campbell the American University in Washington. With a tone of surprise, disappointment, and a touch astonishment. Actually no. Despite losing 2020 election, Joe Biden, despite 91 indictments against him for federal and state crimes including racketeering, hoarding classified documents, and conspiracies to the United States, despite multiple attempts keep him out of vote, Trump is still with us. And he seems determined to be successful in his bid for the Republican Party's 2024 candidate. Polls give him the lead over Biden in several key states. Theoretically, says presidential historian Lindsay M Chervinsky, we could have a president serving from prison. Enter, or rather re-enter, Robert Moore, ITV's Washington correspondent during Trump's first term and one of only television crew to film attack on U.S. Capitol 3 years ago and attempt to interview Stop Steal protesters. They flocked. Is an hour-long attempt to predict the future from the current mood of contradictions, competing ideologies, excesses, follies, and U.S. grandeur. We start with footage of Trump's tour, literally called Revenge. We watch as he rallies those more loyal cause than ever before, likening radical left thugs to vermin and those who poison blood of our country, and promising cleanse House of Brave with more fascist-adjacent language. The land of those who are free from everything. Moore outlines one of Trump's new strengths in the upcoming election. For the faithful, Trump's accusations and convictions will cement his status as a maverick hero. How do you restrict the activities of a man who has chosen all your possible next steps as part of his war narrative? Of course. This is exactly what drives non-Trumpers crazy. His enemies may not be politicians, but he are some of the most savvy political operators to ever exist. The anger of the disillusioned and disenfranchised over what they see as Biden and Democrats' failures since 2020 could lead to increased support for his rival. Chicago is a flashpoint. Critics of this sanctuary city say its resources are being depleted to breaking point by migrants, whose tent cities are increasingly spreading over larger areas. There is a growing sense of deprivation and anger among poor Chicagoans already grappling with a national cost of living crisis, especially as the city's requests for help from the White House go unanswered. When you repeat this enough times in a country, as one speaker said, you are sitting on a powder keg. Even though Trump himself, according Miles Taylor, is a man who wants to create his own Putin-like mercenary force and appears be making other preparations run the country, people can get desperate enough to want to blow things up and see where the pieces land. Trump's grip on Republican Party despite the insurrection is biggest puzzle I've ever faced, Moore says early on. But there are moments